Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Dice Tower. Today is Friday, June 26, 2026. Oh, yeah, 6/26/26. All right. I thought I was saying the same thing over. Hey, I'm trying something slightly new here. We're going to do a bunch of live reviews here on the Dice Tower. This is the last live video you're going to see for a week and a half or so because Dice Tower East is next week. We'll have some videos going up over the course of next week. Not a lot of them because we're going to be at Dice Tower East. Many of you will be there, and I hope to see you there. And then when we get back, we'll be doing more live things as time goes by. Now, here's how this is going to work. I have 20 games here that I'm going to go through. I am going to be talking about these. Some of these I've mentioned in the past, probably in like what, 40 games in so many minutes thing. I will be communicating with you guys, the chat. So if you have a question about a specific game, go on. You can't. Someone asks, can you request games? No, these are the games here. I will tell you now that the vast majority of these games are not particularly positive reviews. This is kind of me cleaning out the closet, as it will. Some of these games we've had for a long time. Most of them are pretty small. And so I've not done this before. This is different than, prepping ahead of time. So yeah, we're going to get this going. So let's start with game number one. I'll reach and grab sort of randomly. All right, so the first game we have is Pacifica. So Pacifica here is from Flying Carpet Games. Now, the first thing about Pacifica, I always like to yell about this. What is this? What is this rules? I mean, this is, it's nice and big print and everything, but for goodness sake, when you have to fold the rules up like that and stick them in a box, I really dislike that. All right, but anyway, this game is a pretty simple, basic game in which you're going to have these decks of cards that are kind of sitting around a table that match various islands. These decks are producing various goods. Now, you can see here, this is not particularly amazing graphic design. It's fine. But you're going to be moving around the outside, collecting these with this moving around, and you'll be using these canoes to basically move farther and collect them. You each have your own island. Hey, look, Easter Island's one of the things. And then you're going to collect these. Once you get enough stuff, you turn them in to get tokens. See this token? It means it needs 3 fish and that, and it's worth 10 points. That's kind of the game. There's not a lot more to it beyond that. And when I first played the game, I started liking it to some degree, but as it went by, I thought it dragged a little too long. So so here's the things that keep it from being great. The graphic design is not particularly engaging. It goes on a little too long, and it's slightly boring. Now, none of that actually makes the game bad. For me, this game is a 6 out of 10. It is a game that is fine, but it's not something that's that particularly thrilling. So that is Pacifica. All right. Glass Garden. This is a very small little game, and this is, well, of course it is because it is from Button Shy Games. Let's take a look. All right, so Glass Garden here has 18 cards because we'll be tied as if we have 19 cards in the game. But you are building a Glass Garden. Now, I'll tell you this. The theme of Glass Garden is something that I love. This idea, I'm always tempted to buy one of these little biomes. And you are building a biome in this game, and you're going to be, I'm just throwing cards out here right now. Let me build this jar, though, for you. Look at this. Look at that jar. Dark and sunlight phases. And, oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Look at the jar. It's good graphics and everything. And you're going to be moving these little insects around your biome and essentially trying to build it. You have a certain number of turns, you have to build it and score points and get different things. And it's an interesting little puzzly style game. This one, let me quick look up it on Board Game Geek. This one is from, who's the designer? Rashni Patel. Button Shy likes to make these little puzzle style games. And this one in particular, the best, Sprawlopolis is probably the best of these little puzzle style games. This one is 15 minutes, but I found it to be a little too lucky. I didn't find myself enjoying it. There's a little too many rules, a little too much, I'm going to grow this, I'm going to flip this card. Oh, I messed up, start over again. So it's almost too puzzly, but a little bit of random. I just wasn't very excited by it. So this one is a 5 out of 10 for me. I like a lot of button shy games, and this one, I love the theming of it, but the gameplay itself is just, it's not that exciting. All right, so we're going to jump from that small game to another small game here. This is Yukio, another wallet game, but this is not from Button Shy, as many wallet games are. This one is from Matago. So this game, which it says is a cooperative game, for some reason, don't get upset with me, I'm missing a couple cards for this game, because this game comes with a bunch of these cards that show different things on the back of them, and on the front of them, it shows various objects, and you're going to be building sort of there's 16 symbol cards and 2 challenge cards. You're going to be building these in front of you. The 2 cards that I'm missing, and they must be sitting on a table somewhere, are 2 challenge cards. And they tell you which groups of these to do. They're like, challenge 1, try this, this, and this. Challenge 2, try this, 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 and this, or whatever. This, to me, is a problem already in the game. And I'll tell you why. Because Sprawlopolis, which has the same idea, was essentially, hey, shuffle the 18 cards, turn over 3 of them. That is your challenge that you're doing that turn. This one is not. Once you have your challenge, though, you're then going to be placing these cards out in front of you. I believe you can't rotate them, so you can't do this, but you can offset them, and you can put them next to each other. And you're trying to make groups, you're trying to build a grid, you're trying to cut things off. It's just that if you play this game, and you've played a game called Sprawlopolis, which this game looks tremendously like, you're going to keep saying, why would I want to play Sprawlopolis over this? This game isn't necessarily bad. It's fine. I found myself enjoying passing the time. And I think when you put something on top of a card, yeah, you can play cards on top of other cards, right? I found myself playing it, but I just said, why would I play this over Sprawlopolis? So while this isn't necessarily bad, the 2 things I don't love about Yukio is, one, that they have the different missions and combos already. That makes me think some don't work. Or they didn't know how to use 2 cards, so they put these things on the cards. And then also the fact that it's like Sprawlopolis, it's just not nearly as good. So a 6 out of 10 for me on this one. That's not bad, like I said, but games don't exist in a vacuum, so I can't particularly recommend Yukio. Shoplift Showdown. Oh, sorry, Burglar's Blitz. Sorry. It's not called Shoplift Showdown. I don't know where I saw that. Oh, it's on the bottom of it. That's a little bonus mini game that's included in it. This game's actually called Burglar's Blitz. All right. Look at this outfit that no one wears anymore. The box should be orange. So, in this game, Burglar's Blitz, you are a burglar. And so this is a push your luck style game. Let's get some info on this one. This game is from Wildflower Games, and Asa Sprunger did it. And the way this game works, there's the Burglar Blitz, and here's the Shoplift Showdown. Did I play the Shoplift Showdown? I did not. It's basically just a bust game. But that is what this game is. You're going to be going through a deck of cards and finding things and deciding whether to keep them or not. Ooh, look, I found a computer. Ooh, I found a sports relic. Oh, but if I set off the alarm, the police are coming. And so that's all this game is. It's a game where you're going to be flipping over cards, trying to get stuff and deciding if you're going to escape. If you get the getaway driver, you won't be caught. You might get a key, and once you get the key, then you can go into the safe. There's going to be some cards set aside that are in the safe. And yeah, that's the game. Here's the thing. This is another one of those games. I didn't dislike playing it. I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10 because it is fine. It's just that there are so many games that are push your luck, and there are so many better ones out there. I love the concept of, ooh, can I get a little more? Also, when you're pushing luck and you're doing that in games, the difference between a 1 and a, well, that's the used bookstore. That's the wrong backing. But still, you get a 15 and I get a 3. obviously I'm going to push my luck. There's not even a question of, I'll stop here. The thing is, you could even play just flip 7, which is a very, very simple game. And I think that one supersedes this one. So this is okay. So that's Burglar's Blitz. I do like the box. I like this little production of sorts. The cards look like they're icons from paint menu, but it's fine. It's a 6. Treat or cheat. Now that's a weird naming for a game. In this game, people are coming to you injured. Are you going to treat them or not? No Hippocratic oath here. So this one is a fairly convoluted game, unfortunately. And then again, it has this whole, look at this. I hate this so much. Why do people think you want to read rules like this? But in this game, you have these different people that you're putting out, these medical facilities, and let me show you. I do like the art in this. You have these relatives and minors. They're coming to a minor injury, a severe injury, a critical injury, and then you got your doctors with triage. And so you are working, you have this medical facility, and you can look here on the paper, it shows you there's 3 levels, and these people come to a level, and you're trying to cure them. And by the way, each family is different. There is the pig family, the bear family, the rabbit family, and you already saw the cat family. I am amused by this. The doctors are apparently always lions, but how they're not eating the bunnies is beyond me, but it doesn't matter. It's this kind of idea of you can play people face down. You're trying to sneak your relatives in to visit people who are sick. You're trying to get it. But the people who need medical help the most keep getting bumped to the front. So again, this is kind of a game in which you are hiding stuff from other people. Let me pull this one up here. Treat or cheat. This is a game from Ming-Yi Design. The concept is so much fun. Like, I'm sneaking people in the hospital, and we're just trying to get to the front of the line, even though my injuries aren't as bad as the other person. Pretty dark, actually, if you think about it. But someone said in the chat, is there an attack in the zoo? I'm not sure what's happening. But it just is too convoluted and doesn't feel like you make any real good long-term decisions. So I like the idea of sneaking people in the hospital, but the game itself doesn't work. This is a 5 out of 10 for me. And that's despite really enjoying the artwork, but I cannot say the game is good. I have to give it a 5. So that's Treat or Cheat. Funny name, fun art, but not particularly a great game. Qwords. Is it Qwords or Qwords? Does it matter? Let's take a look. All right, so in this game, you have some dice. You also have a sheet of paper. So what happens is one player is going to put 2 dots on any 2 squares and hand that to the person on your left. That's your sheet for the game. Excuse me. Hello, by the way, to all people who are watching. All right, so you'll roll these dice. This dice has orange, yellow, or orange, white. Those are the 2 colors I'm using. So I can pick C or E and write it in one of those 2 dots. So I'll write E here because E is often the second letter of a word. Then we roll the dice again. Blue and yellow, I can pick B or R, and I have to put it in the other spot. Well, I'll put R there. Now after this, again, yellow and orange, I can do K or A. Now I can write stuff anywhere that I want. The orange die has an A, E, I, O, U. There is a wild. On the white die, there's a wild, and you'll find it great to see that wild sometimes will show up, and then you don't roll white on this die, which is really annoying. When you're finished, you will take a look, and I have a finished one here. Let's show a close-up of it. So you can see Bluck is not a word, but luck is a word. So a 4-letter word gives me 6 points. I got no points for the top row. Here I have Pip, which gave me 3 points. Here I have Ado, which gave me 3 points. And Metal, I got all 5 on the bottom for 10 points. And then you score each column. I got Glide and Pot and Nothing, Yukoka, And here I have Ken. I think Ken was one. No, Ake. I don't remember what the word was. And then you add these all up. If you get a word in every row and column, you also get a bonus of 10 points. That's the game. That's fine. This feels like a game that could be in a written book of games type thing, which I will be reviewing at some point in the future. It's a 6 out of 10. I don't actually dislike the Qwords. I think there's some interesting ideas in it, but I wouldn't buy it. You know, I played it, I'm like, eh. Yes, I know the words you all read when I put the chat is like, what words did you put there? I know how to write words. Luck is a good word. But anyway, it's an interesting way to pass time, but I don't know that I think you should get it. It's fine. Okay, now we're taking a look at Exok. Exok is a 2-player abstract game from Joel and Rafael Escalante, and they are from Mexico. It's a 2-player abstract game. I bet you've never seen a board like that before. Now, I'm going to turn the box over a second. I want you to tell me what these pieces represent. Do you know? Because remember, the game is called Exok. You don't know? Well, if you look here in the middle of the O, you'll see a shark. That's right. These are fish and sharks. And so your object in this game is you are playing these pieces out there, and you're going to eat your opponent's fish and with your sharks. So each player has, you can play 2 fish, the fish are around it, or you can play a shark, which has the hexagons on it, as we all know sharks are. You have different size sharks. There's a level 2 and a level 1 shark. And then, so you play 2 fish or 1 shark, and you'll eat your opponent's fish at the end of the game. As soon as someone has built a chain of 10 fish and sharks, it doesn't matter how they are out there, that person wins the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got you, Black. 10. Or if nobody can do it, then whoever's the longest chain wins, which has happened in at least one of my games. So when I was given this game, I was told this guy's a very renowned designer, and it's interesting, but it's fine. It's a 6 out of 10, unfortunately for me. Again, the concept of Exok, I mean, it looks like an abstract, right? These pieces look really, really beautiful and everything. But I think in this case, the theme hurts it a bit. Because the pieces are eating each other, because the sharks eat the fish, that's great. But then why are they hexagons and circles? I know that theming doesn't matter a ton, but it matters a little bit for me in this particular game because thematically the one piece eats the other piece. And then beyond that, it's just fine. We're just making a grouping. There's a lot of games that do this sort of thing, and this one doesn't seem to stand out. Other than, you know, if I ever do my top 10 games that start with the letter X, this one is a possibility because it's a 6, which means it's not terrible. But that is Exok. All right. Fate Flip, Washed Ashore. This is, you come to your senses on a sandy beach. The sun is burning your back and you can barely move your tongue. You remember a huge wave washing you overboard. You're lucky to be alive. But where are you? Will you ever return home? And will you even survive? So, what this game is, let me show you. I don't want to lose this little bag of clips that comes in the game, is you have a deck of cards here. You're not going to shuffle this deck. You'll read and flip this card. So this will tell you, okay, you're going to tell basically, hey, look, I got a knife and a rope and an axe and a campfire and a logbook and a tent and an altar and a campfire. But you don't have these things necessarily right away. You're going to be taking a card in your hand, and you're going to be, there's a story deck, and so sometimes you'll read a story here, and it will tell you go to this card or get rid of a card if you have in your deck. Sometimes it will tell you to flip a card. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to get these items. And I'm not going to show you too much of this because I don't want to spoil it, but you're going to be going through this and trying to survive. I got to be honest, I've never survived. I've been washed ashore and I've died. I got to the point where I did a maze, where I did what I do with mazes, where I went to the end. I went and found the cards with endings, found the good ending, and tried to work backwards. Because if you make a mistake at any point, I'm like, ooh, I'll do this. and then you flip the card. I love this idea of these cards flipping and things that are happening. I think that idea is really a neat idea. But it's like a choose-your-own-adventure story, and you can't put your fingers in the book. But you get to the end, and it just kind of fizzles. It's also not a particularly engaging story. It's Robinson Crusoe, really kind of slow. And then when you die, or whatever, you run out, you go back to the beginning and start again, and then you go through, and you're like, where did I make this choice if I flip this card to do this? I just found that the replayability was boring. So, what did I give this game? Oh, what do the clips do? You mark some cards. Let me look in the rule book here for the clips. Yeah, there's, where is the card that keeps track of the stuff that you have? I'm not trying to spoil anything. Here we go. Like, look at this card here. We'll put it right here. See, there's health and crew sympathy. You'd put in discipline. You'll put clips on these cards to show how much health, crew sympathy, and discipline you have. I think I'm showing you a later card, but there's other cards where you're keeping track of your food and things like that. Here's one. Food, energy, and safety. I think actually this is one of the first things that you start the game with. You'll find this soon enough. And you don't want to run out of any of these. They'll tell you to flip cards. It's hard. It's also not particularly engaging. I was, like I said, I played it several times and I got bored as all get out. I don't know why I would buy this over a book. So this game, which is called Washed Ashore, and I'm not sure if this came out in 2024. It's Fate Flip. Let me see if there's any other Fate Flip games. There might be two of them. Fate Flip by Royal Decree came out in 2025. I've not played that one. But I have played this one. Good quality cards. Good quality art. Some people like it. I think Z and Camilla played it. I think they enjoyed it. But I don't like it. So it's a 5 out of 10 for me. There's some interesting concepts here, but I just really can't recommend Washed Ashore. Stay on the boat. Yeah, someone mentioned it's in the top 5,000. Long story short. Now this game is very similar to another game called Fate Flip. In fact, there's two of them here. I haven't played the second one, but let me show you. So there's two here. This is Carmen and Carlos. I didn't play the second one because, well, I didn't love the first one. So long story short, we have a little deck of cards here, which again, you should not shuffle. And you'll read the back of the card, and then it tells you how to reset the game, and then this tells you don't ever read the back of the cards, because in this game, you're going to be playing through and flipping cards and turning cards over, and things are going to happen to you. So this game assumes that you are a person who your life motto is TLDR, too long don't read. Because this is the story. Officer, am I going to obey him? Or am I going to argue? That's the story. I'm going to argue with him. I turn it over. I'm stunned. What does it mean? Did he punch me? I don't know. This game is, and I don't want to spoil too much of the game. This is another one I played through, and I'm like, I tried to get to the good ending of it. And it's, long story short, I mean, I won't lie. They definitely have the name is correct. It's called Long Story Short. Try to put this back. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to put this in here. And this in here, I think. Yeah, there we go. I did it right. So Carmen and Carlos, this is a love story version of it. It says, experience a whole adventure in a handful of words. That doesn't appeal to me at all. Don't get me wrong. I don't need a game that gives me paragraphs and paragraphs of text. But this other game, and I mean, we really do need to say, hey, Wash Ashore is kind of similar to this. This has a lot of story in it. I don't think Wash Ashore is very good, but I think Long Story Short is actively bad. This one for me is a 4 out of 10. I just don't like it. It's a quick, dirty, short little game with quick things, so 4 for me. Not real big fan of it. And why would you buy it? I mean, if you played a few times, Kado. It's the thought that counts or not. A gift-giving game. All right. Look at the gifts. Let's take a look at some of the gifts in Kado. We have a teddy bear. We have a plant. We have another plant. We have another plant. We have a sock. By the way, I like socks. When people say, oh, my kids only gave me socks. And basically, these are the different gifts that you get. Chocolate, socks, Rubik's Cube, plants, and teddy bears. And then they come in different colors, and the colors have a little symbol, and so you don't have to worry about mixing them up. And then they're worth different points. This game essentially works like this. I give everyone at the table a gift. You can keep your gift. You're putting them in these rows, and you're trying to get the same colors in rows and columns. If you don't like the gift, you can say, I'm going to try to guess what gift you put in front of yourself, Tom. You put in front of you a blue teddy bear. I turn it over. No. But if it had been a blue teddy or a teddy bear, then you would have switched with me. Now, you don't know what you have. I don't know what I have. We both put them in rows. That's the game. I hate it. Oh, my word. Like, I hate this game. I like a game where you try to out other people, but you're just putting a card down and someone goes, well, Tom already has 2 purples in front of him, so maybe it's purple. Or maybe not, because maybe he didn't draw a purple. He also wants teddy bears. Maybe it's a teddy bear, but maybe not. But maybe he wants me to guess it, so then he switches with me. Maybe he gave me a good one. You have no knowledge of any of that. You just randomly guess it. This is the worst game we're talking about today. I really despise it. It is a 2 out of 10. I cannot recommend Kado. It doesn't get a 1 because it's pretty, and that's a little satisfying to close that box there forever for me. It's also a 2 to 5 player game that is 45 minutes long. What on earth? 45-minute game? That is just me saying, here's I don't think it's that good. No, blah, 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 blah. I don't like it. All right. Ringo. This is a 2-player abstract strategy game. I've actually reviewed it before, but this is a slightly newer packaging, so let's take a look at it again. This one is pretty. So the way this game works. Dobby was happy with the sock. That's true. There we go. This is how it starts. On my turn, let's say I'm red. I can put a red disc in any color token and then move that token to a spot, move that ring to a spot next to another ring. That's it. So then the blue player says, I will do that and move this one here. And then I go, well, I'll put this one here and move that one here. It has to be next to a ring. Oh, because I almost got 4 in a row. If you get 4 in a row of your rings or 4 in a row of these, you win the game. Now, that seems pretty basic, but you're constantly thinking because there's 2 ways that you can be in check. Like if blue decided to put a piece here and then goes here, you got to be careful because they're trying to get 3 in a row. But also, red wants to be careful because if next turn, maybe it's blue's turn, they'll go here. Now, suddenly, there's 3 in a row there. They can go here, but red's not going to have that. They'll move that and go over here. This is not a particularly complex game, but this idea, and these rings, these are beautiful rings. The idea that there's 2 different ways to get 4 in a row, I like this one. This is a 7 out of 10. This is an enjoyable game. It's quick, it's simple, it's very portable. You see the pieces and these rings, the metal rings. It's like an advanced version of tic-tac-toe. It's not going to be particularly more as complicated or as good as some abstract games out there, but you got to say something for the small size of this. This is worth checking out. So that is Ringo star. Triplo is an abstract strategy game for, you'd never guess, 2 players. Let's take a look. Pick up Kado at Tom's Flea Market at Dice Tower East, says Jacob. It's possible. All right, this one's a little, you've seen this before, so we'll put 3 there, 4 there. And you might say, well, why is the board made up of these? Well, stop asking questions. All right. There we go. On your turn, you take a piece. You move it as far as you can before it hits another piece or hits a wall. So let's say I move it here. I then can take any disc that I can move, like I couldn't move this one because it would knock other pieces, as long as I don't move it, and put it next to at least 2 other pieces like that. And then the black player might move here, and maybe they'll move. They can't move the disc as moved, but maybe they'll move this one here. And the red player moves here, and they'll move a disc here. And the black player moves here, moves a disc here. And anyway, if you get 3 of yours in a row, you win. Now, this game is fine. It is a 6 out of 10. The reason I'm not giving it higher than a 6 is because it's a little heady. This moving the discs, it takes a bit to figure out what you're doing. And it's also not particularly engaging. There's a lot of moving things around. Once you have 2 next to each other, your opponent's watching to make sure that you can't get to a spot where then you move the 3rd one in position. So they're going to try to move discs out of that spot and things like that. But it's not that interesting. It's fine. It is a small package. It's easy to carry around. It's easy to tear down and set up. But yeah, it's fine. Can't really love on this one too much, but also I don't dislike it. If someone's like, let's play Triplo, I'd be like, all right, cool. So 6 out of 10. Game looks like something sold on Temu? Possibly. Turnup. Do you like turnips? You know, I gotta be honest. I don't know the last time I've had a turnip. I don't know if I've even had many in my life. You know, for something that we read about in books as kids, you know, the rabbits and the turnips. In America, at least, we don't eat a particularly ton of turnips. I eat some beets. And red beets are fine, especially when you pickle them. And I'm getting way off topic here. But in this game, so this is a game in which you have your own deck of cards. And this game from Rose Gauntlet really is a pretty game. And the quality of the cards, you look and see these. Now, I don't love the whole, hey, look, we took famous paintings and put rabbits in them. That doesn't really sell it for me. I think the whole idea here is that turnips are valuable to you as rabbits or whatever. You're playing cards in front of you. You're planting cards each turn from your own deck of cards. And there's another one of those games where you can lie to people about what you put out. They can call you on it and you get busted. But otherwise, you turn over cards when whoever has the highest number wins. I thought it was particularly not a good game. It looks pretty, and I think a lot of people are going to buy it based on this box. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's a pretty box. But, yeah, I don't think it's that good. The lying, there's a small impetus to lie, but not much. You want games to make you want to lie. And then people wonder if you're lying or not. Here, you can lie or not, but why? It's usually not worth lying. So it's not that good. 5 out of 10, Turnup. Wanted to like it more. It's pretty, but that's about the best I can say about it. All right. Next game here is not a 5. Next game, well, hello. Morai. This is, I think it's Morai. This is a game, let's read the background on it. Clothos spins together the thread of life. Lacheus uses her rod to measure the lengths of the thread, and Atropos is in charge of deciding when to cut a soul's thread. The Fates are the only ones who decide the destiny of humanity. I'm probably sure I've also massacred all their names. But this is a small box game from Devere. Now, if you are like me, that will often give you pause because small box games from Devere are occasionally good, but often bad. Devere makes some really fantastic games. This one here, if you'll notice, has different cards of color. So you'll see there is a 4, 32, and 36. In fact, every card that is a multiple of 4 is green, while the red cards are also counted in groups of 4, but they start from 3. It's going to be 3, 7, 11, 15. The purples are like that, and then there's another color, the blues. They also have different shapes here. And you have some goals that you're going to be trying to go for, and essentially what you're doing in this game is you'll be taking and drafting cards, and you're building a thread like I'm showing you here, which is kind of cool. It's kind of neat to see how these threads work. But occasionally, you'll be forced to snip and finish one of your groups because you're supposed to play them in ascending order, but you'll be forced to finish and then start another group here. You're time has been cut. So if you're saying, hey, Tom, that sounds a lot like Racco, you would be correct, because it is a little bit like Racco. It's fine. Good quality cards. I don't hate the Muse theme. I like trying to accomplish stuff, although I will say that if you look at these cards here, these are like the different goals that you're going for, and you have to explain them every single time. This iconography is a lot for a game that's this simple. But yeah, it's fine. So I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it fine. It's a little long. It's a little lucky, but you might as well play something that Mike said reminds to pull out Trekking Through History. That's, I think, what I would play there instead. So, Morai, it's okay. Hit Me. This is a game that you might think is blackjack, but it's not. It's actually a game about hitting me. Well, I mean, metaphorically. So Hit Me is a game in which you have these decks of cards, and you're going to be slapping each other. You're basically flipping cards over from a deck and trying to hit the other person, but you don't want to bust. Look at the whiffs. And every time you're hit, then cards from your your like hit points, they go into this big deck in the middle, and then more cards will come out and you fight them later on. Each of you has your own fighter. I'll show them down here. These are the fighters that you can be. Do you want to be the Bull Weevil? I don't love this art, by the way. I think this art is particularly meh. And then I can hit you ×1, or I can whip. These are the starter cards that are in the deck. But eventually there's also cards that are trapped and blocks, and you're deciding how many of these cards you're going to pull. Oh, here's some more of the guys who can fight. Witchadidja, Blue Stealer, and Copperman. Yeah, this is an interesting game. Mike said we played it in the Gen Con lobby. Yes, almost a year ago. This is an interesting game, a way to pass time. There is almost no strategy in this game. It's one of those games where I think sort of, oh, I was amused by that. But why did you publish it? Did you think people are going to play it over and over again? Because I really don't think so. Adam says it reminds him of the Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah, it's a little like that. I like the Garbage Pail Kids though. If you want to buy me a gift, buy me some Garbage Pail Kids packs. I love them. But anyway, Hit Me is not great. It's a 5 out of 10. It's just kind of flipping cards and mixing them up there, and it's kind of a fighter, but there's a lot of combo fighter games, and I can't really recommend this one. So don't get it. Hit Me. Bite Me. Actually, this game is called Come On, Bite Me. And it's not necessarily what you might think here. It is actually about this jaguar here biting people or what have you. So let's take a look at what's in the box here. This one is essentially a game where everyone's playing a card face down in front of them, and you're trying to see if your card is stronger than the other person. So a tiger will beat the hyena, but the mosquito might beat anyone at all, but the panda, well, he'll lose to the tiger. And then there's bacteria. Bacteria always wins. The rules aren't particularly easy to understand in this game. I love the folks who make this game. The company Joy Pie, they're really nice people, Shanghai Joy Pie and Wales Entertainment. But this game was not great, but it also wasn't terrible either. I kind of struggle on where I put this one. I think I'm going to say it's a 6 out of 10. Because what you're doing is I'm saying, I'm going to attack you, and someone else will be like, I'll join you, and then you add your cards together, but this card... But again, you don't really know what anybody has. It's an interesting way to pass time. It's just going to take a while when you play this to remember what all the cards do. Because each card's different, how many of each card is in the deck. The card quality is fine. I think this one will sell just because the game is called Come On, Bite Me, even though it's not, again, not what you think. It's about lions biting people and mosquitoes biting people. And yeah. Someone says, so many older games in this review. Yeah, well, that's because I've been putting off reviewing some of these for a while, and I'm catching up now. All right. Pacific War, 1942 Solitaire. This is a game for one person, in case you didn't get that from the Solitaire thing. All right, now, I thought this would be interesting. I like the Pacific War. I find it to be pretty interesting. So in this game, you're going to be rolling dice that are apparently not in this box. But you're going to be rolling dice, and you are moving these tokens. It's kind of like a tug of war that you're moving, and it shows you where these tokens start. And the allied player, which is you are going to first roll a die to see how many action points you get. So on turns 1 through 8, you roll a die. If you get 6, you get 3 action points. If you get a 1 to 3, you get 1 action point. You'll get more action points later on. First of all, what kind of stupid is... What? I'm just getting random action points every turn? Oh, okay. And then you're going to, when you use an action point, you might try to advance a thing, and then you roll to see if that happens. And then when it's the bad guys' turn, the Japanese, I'm not saying Japanese are bad guys in this war. They were the bad guys for us. Sorry, when it's a Japanese turn, you roll a die, and if it's an odd or even turn, it tells you what will happen. There's even an atomic bomb will be dropped if you roll a certain thing. I'm not sure you're doing anything in this game. Yes, there's these moving these fronts, and there's tokens that get flipped over, and you unflip them, and you have a possible die re-roll token, and here's all the tokens. There's not many in this game. But you're literally just rolling a die, seeing how many actions you get. You'll be like, I'll try to move this one. Nope. I mean, I remember the very first game I played, I rolled on turns 1 through 3. I got 1 action. I tried to do something. I rolled 1 or 2. Didn't advance. That was my first turn. Second turn, same thing. Third turn, same thing. I said, I'm going to restart this game because I can do what I want. But goodness gracious. And then look at all these rules. And they might as well just say roll a die and see if you win. This is from Worthington Publishing, and I got to say, it is from Worthington Publishing, right? Yeah. If this is what their light war games are, then you're not selling me on your heavy war games. Things can be light and not complicated. I mean, they can be light and not complicated and still give me some strategic choices. This one's a 4 out of 10. I'm just not impressed with this at all. I mean, other than it looks good and everything, and I like the theming of it, but nah. Kilauea, I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry, folks. This is a very pretty game. Let's take a look. It's from Combo Games, and look at this. We got a big bag here of tikis, and they are pretty. I don't remember. We didn't have to sticker these. No, that would automatically give the game a low rating. So in this game, you're going to be, and I'm not going to set up the whole game, but there's this middle volcano, and you're going to be moving around this, and you're essentially taking tikis out, putting them on your boat, dropping them off, building little stacks, trying to have area control on different sections. Where the game matters, though, are these tokens here, and this matters because these are going to give you extra secondary actions. There's a bunch of different actions that you can take. Where are they? Here we are. Sorry, I'm showing you the extra ones. The basic game has these secondary actions that you can take, and they're going to give you things, and you're going to have to look at the sheet every single time because you're not going to remember what these different actions do. And they let you move these tikis around, and they go from the forest to the volcano, and you're trying to score points, and you not get too many. And then you keep points on this tracker here, which these trackers, which are not particularly good. The component quality is beautiful for these. The component quality for the rest of it, it is a nightmare. It is a nightmare of symbology. And of course they give you one reference sheet. But anyhow, let's zoom in a little bit here. This shows you some scoring here. There's 2 kinds of scorings in the game. So you have these tikis that you built in the volcano, and they're going to give you points based on the tallest column gives you 1 victory point for each tiki, and then all other columns give you 3, so you're trying to make one of your columns taller than the other. This is very abstract. There's no theming in this game at all. And it's long. and the actions are boring. I don't like it. It's a 5 out of 10. I give it the extra 5 because the tikis are beautiful, but I don't think I would recommend that you buy this at all and just pass on this one. Sorry. I wanted to like it. Favor. So favor is test your might, will, might, and courage. It's a 3 to 5 player game, 45 to 90. You want to win the queen's favor. So in favor, each person is going to be a character. You want to be a fiddler, an explorer, a doctor, a knight, a scientist, a merchant. Are these doubles? Oh no. A magician. Ah, they have the other sides here. A duchess. Ah, well, that guy's going to get you on every side of there. A bandit or a fisherman. In this game, you're going to be drafting these cards, and you're essentially getting resources. Let's take a look at some of the cards here. Now, these cards are a little more convoluted than I would prefer. Some of them are pretty basic. They give you things. Others, you need certain resources to get things. Some are going to give you points. You have bigger cards that you'll be playing that will score you more points, that are going to show up in different rounds, but you need to get a bunch of something or other. And you can see that on your sheet itself, you'll be moving, you'll have a ring here that you'll be moving down this track. And so if you move it in different directions, this direction is worth more points, but over here I have 6 of these leaf things. And I want to like this. I want to like the concept of this. I like the idea that there are different cards that you're drafting, but it's very similar, the way the game plays, a little similar to Seven Wonders. I really feel like the person who designed this game played Seven Wonders and said, I can do that too. It feels very much like that because you're like, oh, I want to do this card, I don't have the resources, but the person next to me does, so I can pay them some money to get those resources. Very similar. And then they were like, let's complicate it up as much as we can. This game is too complex with too many symbols for it to work. It doesn't work pretty well at all. So I can't recommend it. I love the concept. I love the idea that the different characters you are not the normal ones. I mean, I got a scientist, a knight is normal, doctor, explorer, fiddler, you know, look at this guy. That's a fun thing to be. And drafting the cards, but it's too much work. You can also fall behind and realize you're not going to catch up because other people have got their resources better. Just not a particularly good game. A 5 out of 10. That's sad. Is fate dealt or chosen? In this game, it's dealt. Finally, we're going to take a look at Racehorse Alliance. But we're not going to take a look at Racehorse Alliance here, folks. We're going to play Racehorse Alliance. So let's open this up. This is a dumb game that I found in the store. I hope it works because I haven't. Where are the horses? Oh, the bottom. There. So we got horses in the bottom of this track. Let's put it up here. It works. All right. So I'm going to put the horses in here. We got the blue horse. It's your turn now, folks, to pick which horse you want to win. We got the blue, the brown, the red horse, the green horse. I got 2 light blue horses. I'm going to put light blue horse in number 1 and a light blue horse in number 6. That is how that works, right? There we go. We'll put these down here. All right. I'm going to raise this and they're going to go. Pick which horse you want to win. All right. Whoever wins will get 1 million. No, I can't give you anything. I got the horse right here. His name is Paul Revere, and he's the guy that says all weather is clear. All right. So no one's picking. Okay, we got your horses. You picked your horse. Ready? And they're off. And blue is in the lead. Dark blue. Oh, I hope no one picked brown because he's doing terrible. Come on, blue. Okay, well, brown's not even trying. Oh, green is coming up. Let's see if the machine works. Oh, blue got stuck at the end here. Yes, blue won. And then red gets second. Third is brown. The green horse just could not get over this final bump. Blue suck. Alrighty. So blue won that one. Now, since blue won that one, and it looked like the track 2 was doing the worst, we're going to put one there. And then we're going to put the green horse in track 1. And then, all right, we're going to try one more race here. One more race. Pick your horse that you want to win. By the way, my rating for this game is a 4 because it's terrible. But it's amusing. But there's literally nothing you do in this game. Come to Dice Diaries, we'll play Ready, Set, Bet. But anyway, here we go. One more race. Ready? Everyone pick your horse. Let's go back to the overhead so people can see it. Ready? Set. Well, blue looks like they're doing okay. Maybe it's the horse, not the track. A much closer race, but once again, brown is lagging. Come on! Look at red go! Will red do it, or will they stop at the end like they did last time? Nope, this time they're looking better. Nope! No! Yes, red is first. Blue is second. The other blue is third. Then green. Maybe the second track is worse. Come on. Hey, made it. This is stupid. But that is Racehorse Alliance. I'm also keeping this one. I'm going to stick it in my pile of stupid things that you never know when you might need them. This is a way, I guess, you could have one of these and decide who's going to go first in a game. All right, folks. Well, thank you all for watching. That was a bunch of live reviews. I'm not going to do this that often unless people like it a lot and ask for me to do it more often. We'll see. But it's a way to go through these, but a bunch of these games, go through them. It's the last live thing we're doing, but we have more reviews going up today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And then next week will be a lighter week. You'll see a few videos go up over the course of the week, but not very many. Although we will be posting some of the best games we played each day at Dice Tower East. So keep an eye out for that. If you're coming to Dice Tower East, of course, obviously come by and say hi to us there. We're going to have a fantastic time. And we'll be back. If you're not going to Dice Tower East, I get it. We'll be back in a couple weeks. We'll be playing more games. Got reviews scheduled. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you all for watching. But until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and this has been a bunch of live games here on the Dice Tower. Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel. We have a lot of videos on our channel. We have live videos that go up each week, from live Q&As to videos where we take a look at the newest stuff on Kickstarter, crowd surfing, to top 10 lists and more. There's lots of stuff on this channel. We encourage you to explore it. You can find out more at our website, dicetower.com. I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower.